Namaste. Welcome to my sacred laundry room. I'm Dudley Evenson, and I am very happy to invite you into the place where I do my meditation and yoga every day. What's happening with us lately is that we're just getting ready to publish our book. It's called Quieting the Monkey Mind, How to Meditate with Music. And it's pretty much a distillation of what Dean Evenson, my sweet husband, and I have been learning all our lives as we've been musicians and workshop leaders, helping people to center in and use music to encourage them to have less stress in their lives, to go deeper into meditation, to support their yoga. Of course, many people use it for massage as well. But what we finally decided to do is to put it all together in one place. And this book is really, really nice. I think you're going to love it. So some of the things we teach are how to create personal sanctuary. And this is an example of what we've done and chosen to do in a room that was normally kind of messy, and there was always a lot of stuff in it, and of course the laundry. And decided to make it a beautiful place because when we can put that sense of beauty in our physical environment, it can also support us in going into a deeper place within so that we have beauty inside. A lot of times, and this is typical for most people, there's a lot going on in our minds. We are either worried about something that we heard on the news, or we've got some personal issues that we're dealing with, financial or relationships, or other things that aren't going very smoothly in our lives. And one of the things that Dean and I have discovered is that through meditation and spiritual practice, we're able to create a more centered calmness within. And this is so important because if we want to have a beautiful life without, we need to have a beautiful life within. So this is a place that I'm able to sort of find that center on a daily basis, and I encourage people to create a place in their own home. Now, most people don't even have an extra room, or don't have a lot of space in their home necessarily, but there's always a little corner of your living room or your bedroom or outside in nature that you can bring some elements together that just kind of give you a sense of peace and feel calm. So that's the first step, of course, in creating personal sanctuary. If you don't have a place inside, say you've even got maybe a lot of kids running around and it's just too busy, then there's a place outside or in a park that you can find to sit quietly and just close your eyes and take your deep breaths and just kind of find that place going within. So I always say posture, 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 posture. Most of modern Americans, and certainly Westerners, tend to be often like slouched over their computers or, leaning back on the couch, what do they call it, couch potatoes, watching TV. So what happens is they're not strengthening their spine. They don't have a strong core. And so what we want to develop through enhancing our meditation practice is to have a strong core by creating a strong spinal column. And that doesn't mean to be stiff. It means to be relaxed with imagining that each vertebrae is stacked nicely on top of the other, and you almost feel like there's a thread of light holding you up. So this is something that I've always been keen on. I'm posture czar. Sit up straight, sit up straight. Because when you're slouching, all your organs are squished together, and it's not going to be allowing for healthy digestion and the other things that are going on inside. So first of all is posture. Another aspect of how we hold our hands. When I first greeted you, I said namaste. This is the prayer position. I don't necessarily recommend this as a holding when you're meditating, but it is a gesture. Namaste simply means I honor the light within you. So we each have light inside. You have light, I have light, and so I'm honoring your light when I greet you. But there's different ways to hold your hands. You can simply let your hands sit comfortably within each other, so it's kind of like cupped. You don't want to necessarily grip your hands because that can create stress. So basically just sitting gently like this. Another way is simply to hold your hands on tops of your legs. And if you want to create an even greater sense of connectivity, you can let your thumb and first finger connect, and then you hold them with your palms facing up on the tops of your legs. Now I'm sitting, this is called half lotus. So my legs, one foot is on the top of the other calf. Full lotus, let me see if I can do this, it's a little more difficult. And that's full lotus. And what it does, even though it hurts a little bit, and it's not necessary, I don't recommend it when you're starting out because it is a little bit difficult. But full lotus allows you to sit even more upright. You know, there's no way you can slouch when you're in full lotus. But I typically sit half lotus, and it definitely keeps me kind of balanced there. So we talk in the book about mantra and affirmations. We do a lot of that internal visualizing, and we talk about using prayer beads. This is a Tibetan prayer bead. There are 108 beads on this. This is an example of a rosary, which would be more in the Catholic tradition, where people, and I'm not a Catholic, so I don't really do this, but it's Hail Mary, Mother of God, you know, and then you move your thumb and first finger to the next bead. I'm more familiar with these kind of beads, but as we count our mantra, we can stay focused. And this isn't about, oh good, I did 108 chants. It's about staying focused. So I would do something like, say I'm doing the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. And again, in the book, Quieting the Monkey Mind, we go into a lot of detail about different mantras and different chants. So you don't have to choose anything in particular right now, or maybe you already work with a mantra. But there's a lot of explanation about what is mantra. Mantra simply means, in Sanskrit, the language, the ancient language of India, it means mind protection. So what are we protecting our minds from? Well, I know me. I have a busy mind, and most people do, especially in modern times. I suppose if people lived in nature, maybe they were more comfortable with the system of their society, maybe things were balanced. I don't know. All I know is what we have today. And today we have a lot going on. We have more sound bites and news and information, and oh my goodness, on Facebook we know everything our friends are doing or their friends are doing, and it's way more information than we need, especially if you happen to watch television, which I do not. And I actually, if that's one thing I could encourage, is turn off the television and meditate. Turn off the television and pray. Turn off the news, you know. If you want to be informed, you can check in on it occasionally at your own leisure, but I do not recommend watching television on a regular basis, and particularly encourage people not to get sucked into the news, because there's a point that they have in getting you to watch it, and it's sensationalism, and it's often negativity, and you're just going to learn every violent, horrible thing that's happened. So I personally stay informed. I do check out the news. I go online and I check out news sites, but I don't sit and watch news. So that's up to you. Everybody chooses their own path, but it can be overwhelming. And so we as individuals have a lot of intensity in our own lives. We have concerns and issues, where as young couples, people might be, you know, trying to figure out what they're doing, or trying to earn a living, or trying to pay the bills, trying to just have a home. Some people don't even have homes. They're living in their car. So what do? What can you do? And what you can do is you can focus on clearing out the negativity and the cobwebs in your own mind. And by doing that, and by replacing those internal conversations, and that's what the monkey mind is. That's why we call it quieting the monkey mind, because we have a lot of monkeys in our mind. I was surprised. We'd already chosen the title for the book. Dean and I were watching a movie called On the Buddha. It was narrated by Richard Gere, and I highly recommend it. It's a good overall history of Buddha and his teachings. he talked about having monkeys in our mind, and I didn't even realize that that's where that term came from. I've been using it forever, at least as long as I can remember, about wanting to clear out the monkey, because it's about having a little monkey on your shoulder going, whispering into your ear, saying, "You're not good enough. You didn't do it right. Oh dear, you've got to worry about this." Or maybe an ex-partner or your parent or somebody told you you were a bad kid, or something wasn't going well. So you repeat that. That is the monkey in your mind. That's not really your eternal essence. And in some other videos we'll get into that, the light mind that we all have within us. But right now, the first step is simply getting clear and getting that monkey out of our minds. So if you want to use a mantra, that's one of the tools that people use, because you're protecting your mind from your own negative thinking or your own busy thinking. And you might try Om Mani Padme Hum, and you move to the next speed, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Or you might sing it, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. And so then when you get around to the big beat on the end, that means you've done 108 chants. You may want to stop there, or you may keep going. Again, it's not about, oh, whoopee-doo, I made 108 chants. It's about staying focused, because I can guarantee you that once you start to meditate, once you begin to close your eyes, once you take a few deep breaths and learn some of the breath counting that we teach in the book, that you will be bombarded with thoughts. No problem. It's normal. Don't judge yourself. But what we want to do is let those thoughts float gently downstream, and we want to release them. And so even just by acknowledging the thinking, the busy thinking, we can send them on their way. If we think a thought and we go, "Oh no, I'm thinking a thought, it's not good, I'm bad," or something, then we kind of lock into that thought, and we give it more power than necessary. So the part of it is just that releasing of the thoughts and releasing of the thinking. So this is just a short little overview of some of the many things that we cover in the book. So we hope you will check out Quieting the Monkey Mind, How to Meditate with Music by Dudley and Dean Evenson. And you can find it on Amazon and soundings.com, our own website. You can find it anywhere, Barnes & Noble. You're going to be able to find this book everywhere. And we are printing it, as well as we will have ebooks. So thank you so much for tuning in. And may you have a blessed day, and may your mind be clear and your heart be open.